Usually play a few songs before I actually start, but I don't want to wait today. I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait. Okay? I'm ready. I'm good. Let's go, right? You know? And hey, Steve, how's it going? ah, you know, today I'm having a fairly relaxed day. The past couple days have been that way. Um, we're just gonna chill. I was thinking like today, I'm like, we can see some Breath of the Wild, but that energy's just not with me today. It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. It's called paying a lot of money for a camera. I told you how much they are. I told you how much they are. Just saying. Just saying. Um, Bit of irony today because yesterday I thought about doing it. Didn't do a stream yesterday, but we're doing a stream now. And we'll do it a little bit later, but I realize I might need some context for some people that don't know, I guess the riskRED lore, if you will. I don't know. I don't know what I mean. But I feel like I might need some context before I talk about or do the drawing we're doing today. Because before I was streaming under the name riskRED, I would do a lot of content under the name iSlime, like iPod, but it was iSlime, like a lowercase I and then slime. And the name came from my I'm just gonna play some more music here. I think that will be more fitting. Give me a second. There we go. Nice, nice. So essentially, I went by the name iSlime, and that came from I played Team Fortress 2 when I was a lot younger, and I still play it occasionally now. Not nearly as much because it's kind of a little bit, I wouldn't say dead game, but the community's a little, sad right now because updates for the game happen maybe once in a lifetime at this point. But, when it was a little bit more alive, I'd play the game, and I was younger. I didn't have my own Steam account. I would use my dad's Steam account, and he goes by the username Slimer, sometimes Slimer31. And so people got to know me under this name, even though it was my dad's username, was not mine. So eventually, my dad was like, here, just have the Steam account, because you use it way more than I do. He's more of a console gamer most of the time. So, okay, fair enough. But I'm like, most people know me by this name. What do I change it to? So I changed it to iSlime. And the reasoning for that, I'm not sure exactly. I think it was like partially popular at the time for having like the iPod kind of name. I don't know. I thought it was cool, I guess, at the time. So I made it iSlime. Couple problems with that. A lot of people got to know me with that. It was fine, no real problem. But later on, there was a few things. One, actually Overwatch was one that made me want to change it. Because in Overwatch, your name's capitalized automatically, no matter what. So people would always get confused and think, is it iSlime or is Lime? And that annoyed me. That happened way more times than it should have, in my opinion. But it happened. So it's like, okay, well, that's not great. Also, it was made clear to me, something I never thought of, was that it might sound a little weird saying, iSlime. If you say it as a sentence, it's a little weird. So, and like, because the whole iPod thing for like usernames wasn't really popular, after a while, it became kind of a thing that people didn't really get. Which it didn't matter because there wasn't a lot to get, but okay, fair enough, right? It just, and it derived from a name that like people got to know me from, but I kind of just made it a name because it was off of my dad's username at the time, so I didn't feel like I had a username that was really like my actual username. So then, randomly at some point, I came up with like riskRED. Originally, it was the risk is red. That's a little long, So I just made it riskRED. And then here we are. And then I made its own separate channel off of my original YouTube channel, which still exists. It's called iSlime. It was called many things. But it ended on iSlime and stayed on that for a long time. And that channel still exists, and people actually got to liking my videos a little bit on there before I kind of like ditched it, mostly because I was busy with other stuff. But that YouTube channel still exists. And actually, let's see if I can bring it up here. There it is. Look at that. Look at. Oops. Wrong one. So, this is the YouTube channel. I rebranded it when I made the riskRED channel, because here's the thing. I wanted to go by the name riskRED, and I had that set to a lot of things elsewhere other than YouTube. My main channel being this one still at the time, which was probably like, you know, I guess it was oh god, is it almost a year now? Oof, that's scary to think about. Anyway, so almost a year ago probably at this point, maybe a year ago at this point, I made the riskRED main channel. And I started actually calling myself riskRED on stream and everything. And getting back into streaming too, and being here with you guys. But I had like a fair amount of videos. Like, look at that, 7.4K, that's pretty good. And then 2.2K and 2K. 2K here, 410 on that one, 980 on that one, that's not bad. So, you know, I was getting a little bit of consistent views. Is there any more other than that? No. I have trashman.jpg, which is an amazing video, watch that. But anyway, those were like 3 years ago though. But I still have this consistent like 164 subscribers that just sit here. And it was more. Some people have left over the years because I'm not doing anything. Fair enough. But I rebranded it to this, hoping that I would maybe get back to it, and I just haven't. But I feel like I should. So like all my videos for a little bit was dedicated to doing Mario Kart Wii mods. Because I really like Mario Kart Wii, and I like the custom, you know, what do you want to call it? Realize you guys don't have the music in here. Oopsie. I just realized I left that source out. There you go, music back, music restored. Anyway, so I did like stuff for Mario Kart Wii, because I really like Mario Kart Wii. It's one of my favorite Mario Karts, probably my favorite Mario Kart. Mario Kart DS is good too, and Mario Kart 8's nice visually. But I feel like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe kind of ruined some of the dynamic that Mario Kart 8 had, which was still worse than Mario Kart Wii in my opinion, in terms of like items and stuff. Adding the 2 items in Mario Kart 8 makes it like just annoying to play, but anyway. So yeah, I did mods for Mario Kart Wii. We can look at some of them. Doesn't really matter if we have audio or anything, but like I did. Well, okay, so I had a video. I have to find it. Might actually be in a playlist. No. That's stupid. I should make a playlist for that. Anyway, I did live streams too and put them up here for a while. Let's see if I can find this one video that I'm looking for. I don't know how old it is. How old is that video? No, wait, it's this old. No. Gotta be less old than that. Where? Oh, here it is. So I did this, right? So this is like a video I did. We can just do it in 720. So this is a video I did. This is my old capture card, so it looks like absolute garbage. But basically, I guess we can shrink this down a little bit. Whoop. Get this over here for you guys. So this is the video, right? You know? Woo! Look at that. Nice. God damn it, YouTube. So there it is, right? And the reason I'm trying to put it over here is you can see these numbers. So if you know Mario Kart Wii, these numbers are like not the normal numbers, right? These are not the standard numbers. So I modded in this texture. I also changed the texture of Funky Kong. And that's pretty much all I did. But people like that. It has 934 views. Let's go off a little bit, sorry. 934 views. That's not bad. That's pretty good. You know? They said pretty good for that. That was in 2015. 6 likes. Did I have comments? Yeah. And then people were saying, like, is it ready yet? It's been 2 years, because I kind of abandoned it. I didn't expect this video to get any, like, popularity or take off or do anything interesting, but people liked it. So I'm like, okay. Eventually I revisited it and thought, you know what, maybe I should do more of these. Why not? And actually release them and be more dedicated. So I did. And I came back to it a little, like, oh, you know, like 2 years later. And I was like, you know what? Let's do that. So then I came back with this, and I redid the funky skin because I didn't like it. But here's this. Still my old capture card, so again, still looks like garbage. It's also, you know... Actually, I don't know if it's my old capture card at this point. I don't think it is, actually. I think it's just the quality of Mario Kart Wii. But anyway, so... There's position numbers again. I don't think I really touched them, but I changed the fonts here, and I made the skin and all that, and I think some of the items have custom stuff, but I don't think they're all mine. Either way, so I figured, you know, I'd release this UI texture as well as the position numbers and the skin all together for people to have, and they liked it. Look at that, they liked it even more. 2,000. 2.4 views. That's not bad. 2.4 thousand. That's pretty good. 11 likes, it's good. You know, it's better than I ever did with anything else I did. So it's like, oh, that's good, you know. Nice, nice. Pretty good. And there's just a full race I do, just because why not? Either way. So then I decided, okay, well, that's pretty popular. Let's release one right after. I'll do the reskin, because you can do different, like, textures for each vehicle. So one of the more popular ones. The main character and the main popular vehicle in Mario Kart Wii is Funky Kong as a character, and the Bowser bike or the Flame Runner, depends on the region. Bowser bike is in, like, you know, PAL region, and then North America is the Flame Runner. So either way, that's like the most popular combo. It's just it's really fast. It's got good handling. It's got inside drift, which is really good in Mario Kart Wii. You essentially don't want to use a cart in Mario Kart Wii because you're kind of handicapped. That's like an automatic handicap. So yeah, so I did that, and then a lot of people like the spear, which is really close to the Bowser bike, but the turning isn't as good, but it's a lot faster. So it's not a lot faster. It's a little bit faster. So it's kind of like a preference thing. So I figured I'd do that. So I did the skin of that to go along with the skin. And I also did a few other little tweaks and stuff. I did a custom lens flare. It's hard to really get a lens flare that looks good. I don't like this one. I actually ended up changing it later, making it kind of like a simpler shape. I don't really like this lens flare. It's a little weird. But whatever, it's a subtle thing, but it was like, you know, here's some stuff that I'm doing. And kind of to set myself apart, I wanted to do things that, like, weren't as fancy. Or not as fancy, but, like, stuff that wasn't, like, basic. Because a lot of people did, like, character textures, which I like to do, and people like them. But I wanted to do, like, simpler stuff that had more of a pop to it. That wasn't, like, crazy textures. Because a lot of people like to, like, texture, like, way over the top. They'll, like, add stuff that's like, oh, look, it's all like, there's like this shirt has all this detail, and he's like wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and he's got tattoos and stuff. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to give you, like, cool colors and stuff. So that's what I did with Funky. And people seem to like it. People have downloaded this one a lot, actually. So, you know, cool stuff, right? Yeah, and also these rainbow bananas I did as well. I don't even remember doing the texture for the actual rainbow bananas. I remember doing the texture for the icon, because it has the icon too. Here, I remember doing that, but I don't actually remember doing the banana. But apparently I did the banana texture. Either way, I did some rainbow bananas, why not? As an option. So there's that. People like RGB, that was my understanding of stuff, so I figured, screw it, I'll just make rainbow bananas. So that was just a quick video I did after. I made those pretty quickly to kind of capitalize off that one. And then I was like, oh, you know what would be cool if we had a gold and silver Mario. So I did that. And I did like a funny little thing where you scan in an amiibo, because I have amiibo. I did it as a joke. That shot actually looks pretty good. I did not have the camera I have now that you guys are watching me. I had a Canon DSLR, but it still looks good, dude. A good camera. Like, just in terms of the focus. I really like the focus on the Canon camera. But, I mean, the focus on this one looks good, too. Either way. Whenever I look at old footage of my old camera, I'm like, you know what, not too bad. I just couldn't use it because it didn't give me all the benefits that this camera does for streams and stuff. Either way, so there's that, and then I made this, like, gold Mario texture. It's a little dark. I wish I made it a bit brighter. But whatever. Either way, you got gold Mario. The quality of this video is trash. Why is it so compressed? I can barely see the detail on a lot of stuff. Either way, it's gold Mario. He's golden. Golden bike and everything. But I wanted to do it like a kind of like a neutral. Because here's the other thing. Some people do a gold Mario where they make it like really shiny and obnoxious, and I hate it. So I wanted to do that. And I also took the same skin and made a variant of it. Made Silver Mario. I did it for 2 vehicles, which again were like the most popular for this weight class. The mock bike, and then there's also the Dolphin Dasher. Which again, I think the Dolphin Dasher has a different name in the UK, but I can't remember what it is. So yeah, and then I did Silver Mario as well. With that, and then I did this video, which is a tutorial, and it has its own sound, but I'll just go over it quickly here because we're not going to watch the whole video. We're not going to watch the whole video. But essentially, I did like an actual tutorial on how to do... So, in the game, I show an example of where I thought to do a tutorial of another Mario Kart Wii modder, actually Mario Kart, and almost now I'd say Nintendo modder, is Atlas Omega Alpha. And they had this gradients over their mini-map, and I was like, I don't know how they did that. I want to figure it out. So I did. And essentially I did a whole tutorial on how to do it. And, you know, it's not like super complex. I try to make it as easy to follow as possible. Zoom in to show like where I'm going and what I'm doing. And I'm just talking you through it, and I'm also telling you what's happening, like why it works. Because I don't like tutorials that somebody says something and they're like, oh, like you do this and now it works. Like, okay, it works, but like why? If it's not obviously clear what's happening, which is usually the case if you need a tutorial for something, if it's not obviously clear and it's like, oh, that's what you do, a lot of people don't say why you do that. So then you can't take that learning experience from what you just did and apply it to other things that it might be useful for later. So that's why I'm like, oh, this is what this is, and that's what is happening, and this is why you're doing this, because that's how the game sees this, that kind of stuff. You know, and for some people it might not be useful, but it's there, and if somebody wants to get into Mario Kart Wii modding, here's just a little tidbit that might help them get into the thinking of how Mario Kart Wii internally works to maybe do some stuff. And that video did pretty good. 7.4 thousand. Pretty good. Pretty good. That's not bad. That's not too shabby. 162 likes. Woo! 1 dislike. Well, this video is a failure. Either way, so there's that. I go later into... I also provided like a pack of a bunch of pre-made ones, so if you didn't even want to make it, I just gave you the files to like put it in yourself, so you don't even have to make it. You can just load the file. Because I'm nice like that. And then I go into the game, and then here's like the map gradient. It goes from this like purple to this blue. Pretty cool stuff. And then I also did a bunch of item textures, and I kind of packed them into this. I made them all off of Super Mario World. People really like these too. I think some of them could be done better now. I did one for a blue shell, and I'm like, you know what? I could just make a better one. I could so make a better one off of that. Because I didn't remember at the time that there actually is like a wing texture in Super Mario World, and I'm like, oh, I could have like made that off of that. Also, I was using some custom skin for the bullet bill, so it's like an orange bullet bill, but the symbol is black. It doesn't make sense. I made a modification because a lot of people use that one, so I made a couple modifications for popular item, like custom item designs that were made by other people to work with that. Like some people, myself included, for like the thundercloud in the game, I made it so that... Oh my god, what was I trying to say? Brain fart. There's a mod that changes the thundercloud to be a boo, so I made a boo item for that and all that kind of stuff. Banana's a little scuffed. I could make that better now. See the blue shell? It's actually not so bad. It could be worse. That one's not terrible. Either way, you get the point. That video, people like it, and then people requested for a flying Mario texture, or somebody requested for it, so I was like, screw it, I will make it. So, if you don't know what Flying Mario is, it's from Mario Galaxy. It's one of the... You get the red star and you fly. If you watch the Mario Galaxy series on the main channel, you'd know exactly what I'm talking about. Plug. Either way, we have... just... And I did every cart. This is the first time I did every cart. I did every single cart, regardless if you're going to use it. Mario in his old... Mario thing. Also with character textures, you have to do this texture too, and you have to do a separate texture for the character selection screen. So, a bit of more work than it seems. But either way, made the texture, did it for every single cart, and then I said I would do a flying Luigi, and I've never done that yet. So, I think I might do that. Oh, there you go. Boom. Lens flare. Look at this lens flare. You know, it's like kind of this star thing now. That is also a custom lens flare. This is the new one I did, because I didn't like the first one I did. I think this one looks way better. The default one's just round, but I like that one. It looks a little bit more stylized. That one's good. Either way, and then this video is really long. It just goes over everything, and every single cart has a lap. That's specifically for the Mario Kart, like the custom Mario Kart wiki. Whenever you like post a new skin, I don't know, texture or mod or whatever, they want you to show it in depth, and they have like rules on that. So they're like a whole, like one lap of it, kind of show it off, all that kind of stuff. So that's what this is for. But yeah, cool stuff. People like that one. 17 likes, no dislikes. That's a win. Yeah, people like this one. Yeah, cool stuff. And we got the other stuff in here. Cool. And then I did an April Fool's one where I did null funky mode. So if you don't know the meme, DK or Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze was on the Wii U, and they brought it back and ported it to the Switch. And they made a meme out of it where they're like, oh, it's so stupid. They were like, oh, we brought in funky, and on the cover there's a little like corner part that comes out and it says new funky mode. And people took that part out of the image and put it onto other images as a meme. So like, oh, there's just like, you know, a picture of baked beans, and then the corner of it's just new funky mode. You know, it just became like a little meme. So I made null funky mode, and if you know Valve games, this is a very specific thing, but people thought it was funny anyway. In Valve games, if something's missing a texture, it does like a magenta, like and like black checkerboard texture, because it doesn't have a texture, it's missing a texture. So I made Funky's texture all that texture. It was very easy to make that texture. Here he is. He looks like garbage. He looks awful. So yeah, there he is. Yeah, and then I'm racing with him. His minimap thing is just a purple square. You guys can't hear it. Let me do this real quick. So stupid.
Now,
Yeah. So all the sounds I put into I like transcribed every single Funky Kong sound and just listened to them and then was like, what does that sound like? Oh, it sounds like he's going like yee woo woo. Okay, let's type in yee woo woo into the generic Microsoft like Windows 8 voice or whatever Windows was at that time, and then just record that and then convert it to a sound file and put it in the Funky Kong sounds and put them to the associated ones. So then every single sound he makes is just this default Microsoft narrator voice saying the lines transcribed for no reason. And so that's what it is. And I thought that would be super annoying and stupid. But if I put the effort in, maybe people will like it. That's what I did. So yeah. But also I made a rainbow banana. I forgot I did that one. Anyway. This new Gmod update looks lit. Yes, that's exactly what it's based off of. I think you're missing your CSGO textures there, Funky. Yes, that's the joke. That's the joke. People get it. People get it. So good. Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. Anyway, and then after that, I got busy with college and I didn't do anything. And then I kind of just put away my Wii U because I like switched like my stuff around and I never hooked it up again. And I haven't done it since then. And it sucks because like, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This program right here, right there, these are the ones for it. All these are the programs for Mario Kart Wii modding. I changed my computer since those videos, but I reinstalled this to get back into it and I just haven't. But I had a comment today on one of my main channel videos that was like, oh my god, dude, you're the Mario Kart Ice Slime guy. And I was like, oh my god, I have people that have gone out of their way to be like, dude, you're the Mario Kart guy. And I did not think I established enough of a following to have that happen. But I have, apparently. So here we are. And I'm like, man, I guess I got to get back into that then. People actually, like, I've had some people ask me, like, hey, are you getting back into this? And I've kind of ignored it. But people have gone out of their way off my channel onto my other channel to be like, hey, you're the dude. What's going on there? So I guess I got to do it. But I got to, like, hook that up again. I got to update CTGP. It's a little bit of work, but I'll do it. I'll do it eventually. But then I say eventually. I actually mean eventually. I will do that. Hopefully. But I know the thing that I gotta do to officially come back to that. So I know exactly what I gotta do, but it's a little bit of effort. But we'll do it. We'll do it. Either way, the reason I gave you all that context is one, if you didn't know any of that, there you go. Woo! Every once in a while, I'll be like, man, I should film a video. I'll be like, hey. I'll be like, you know, I'll film a video and I'll be like, oh, you know, and I'll think, this is just something I think to myself and I'll be like, I could film a video, I could like look at use this camera and be all good and I'll come back and I'll be like, hey everybody, it's Iceland. Or hey everybody, my name's Iceland. That comes out so naturally because I did that for so long for videos and stuff. Or be like, hey everybody, my name's Iceland. But it's not anymore. For that channel, yes. For that channel, yes. It's weird though, that comes out naturally. Saying, hey, it's riskRED is like a second thought that I have. Still not super weird and unnatural. My music goes by the name Viper, which is just something I made up. That has no reasoning other than I thought it sounded cool. But saying that for videos, which I've done like 1 or 2 times on that channel, sounds weird to me. I'll be like, hey everybody, it's Viper. But anyway. But again, okay, main reason I brought up that context is because we're gonna do some drawings of a thing, and I'll go back to it. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay? Hold on a second. If you go here, you'll notice that before, and actually, there's one here. There's this one here. But also, all these videos went by iSlime, but I would just put slime on it because people would just call me that for short. But either way, I'd put it on everything, every video. And I think each thing under this timecode had the date too, but you can't see it because the timecode's in the way. So that was a fail on my part. But anyway. Actually, I think it has the logo for each game. I think that's what it is. But you can't see it. Oh well. Or maybe it's like the console or something. I'm not sure. There's nothing here on these ones, but this one clearly has the Steam logo underneath it. Anyway. But this little dude. See, I use this dude for my icon. And it was based off of me. It's like a little chibi dude. I don't know why his mouth's open like that, but it is. And yeah, it was like the first time I did like a digital art kind of chibi thing, and I haven't done too much of that. But that one emote that Steve posted, that we did recently, the little popcorn eating emote, that one's one. So, you know, that's probably the most recent chibi thing, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed drawing that one. And I was like, man, I like that icon, you know? I like this little dude, because it's based off of me. You know, yes, I use it for iSlime, but I don't really have a reason to use it for this channel. If I'm going to do Mario Kart stuff, there's really no reason for it. We could just use my default me, which is what the icon is. So, you know, I don't really have a reason to use this stuff. Or like this icon. I still have the pictures, but I don't have the original file, which was drawn in Procreate, what we've been drawing on for other stuff. And so I'm like, oh, you know, I'd love to use that again. But I'd want to improve it. I'd want to add like some highlights and stuff. Or, you know, just redesign it a little bit, make it a little bit better. Honestly, the design's not terrible, though. I can honestly live with that design. I kind of like the design of it. I think it's good. I think the hands could be improved. It's kind of weird that it's just like But, you know, either way, it could be improved a little bit. Just lighting-wise. And I did change this icon a couple times. I don't think I ever used the one icon version that I have, though. Which is strange. I thought I did. Oh, actually, I did. Oh, I don't know if that's actually on the channel, though. We'll take a look. But yeah, I used this icon for a while. I modified it for Halloween and made it orange, and then I added like a bunch of custom details to it. The reason I don't have the project files is because it was in Procreate. I didn't export it to PSD. I might have actually. I don't know. I don't think I did, though, because I don't think that was an option at the time. I drew this in like high school, right? Like 5 years ago. And even then, it was probably before then. Yeah, I probably drew it probably close to 6 years now, based on the timing of the videos. So yeah, you know, it was on my old iPad too. So it's not actually on my current iPad, and that's why I don't have it. And I never exported the raw file from that either. So I'd have to redraw it, which is probably what we'll do today. That was the plan. The other thing, though, is I was going to look at, and they might be here, they might not be. I might have removed the videos. Are they here? Yes and no. Technically, so I changed it. I made like a blue channel, which was my live streaming channel, which is the actual riskRED live channel. I just modified it off of that because I'm like, hey, why not? You know, it's still going to be streamed, so I might as well just keep the old ones there. I didn't do a lot. These ones were direct to YouTube as well, so they didn't do super well. Yeah, they didn't do terrible, but anyway. So I made a modified version of this for this channel, but I guess I never used it. I thought I did, but I didn't. I made 2 versions of this, so we can look at that. I have it on the iPad already. But yeah, so I kind of just, I want to redraw it, but I don't know. I'm kind of stuck in between like a thing where I want to redraw this icon, but I also want to kind of like redesign it. Like, I don't know if I just want to directly draw over it. It's not the most entertaining thing to see that. So I might like redesign it a little bit. Because like, for one, I wear glasses mainly. I didn't really wear glasses at that time. Now I do. So that's something we could add. but maybe we'll just kind of copy it a little bit. We'll do some sketches. We'll see. We'll see. It might be a redraw. It might not be. We'll see where we're at. We'll see where we're at. But yeah. I guess we could do that. We will do that thing. Why not? And I have to make sure that the iPad is on. Hey, and it's right there. Look at that. Perfect. I set it up in advance because I do that kind of stuff. iPad. So there it is. So that's the modified one I did. That's the last version I did of it. A couple things that I find kind of interesting here is one, I added actual hair color later, and the reason I did that was partially for the blue channel, but the other thing too is I actually dyed my hair blue, which is what that's based off of. I'm fairly certain. I might not have actually had blue hair at the time that I did that, which is possible, because I had ideas about doing it before I ever actually committed to doing that, so I might have done that in advance. But anyway, either way, added blue hair, actually added color to it, added a highlight because it was colored now, and I made the actual sweater a little bit more of a brighter blue to kind of match. That's really all I did. Another funny thing is I randomly drew a skull icon on the torso, like on the sweater. I don't know why I did that. I have no idea why I did that. No idea at all. But it's funny now that I use the little riskRED Reaper for the follower alerts. The little like Reaper skull guy. I used to have him as a profile picture, but we don't now. Either way, funny that actually, why am I like, oh guys, you just have to picture it. There he is, right there. There he is. This is like the most finished one. This guy has a little crack in his head because I did add that, but you get the point. It's a little skull dude that I drew, right? And then here's this that I drew a skull on way before I ever made that skull, way before I ever did riskRED, or even had the name picked out. And go figure, I put a skull on it. That is hilarious to me. Because it's just like, what are the chances, you know? What are the chances? Either way, you know, for the most part, I like this. And the line art's really clean. Like, compared to my line art even now, like, the line art's pretty clean. None of it's really pointed, but it's fairly clean. It's a little wavy the whole time, because I don't think at the time, and I could be wrong about this, but this original picture was made in, like, Procreate, maybe 4, possibly. 5's been out for a very long time. So it was either 4 or maybe even 3 that this was drawn in, and I don't think the like streamline smoothing ability was in the app whatsoever. So these lines are fairly smooth, considering that. No points on anything, everything's rounded, which was just, you know, how I did things a little bit more. So my style's changed a little bit. I add a bit more lighting to stuff. I color stuff differently. The highlight on the hair, while not terrible by any means like that, I would do it differently now. So there's a few things that I'd want to do that way. And I wish I had the original project files, because then we could just kind of, you know, do that. But we can't really. So I think what we're going to do is maybe just redraw it. I'm not really sure. There's a few things that I'm looking at here that I'm like, I'd want to change that. We said the hands already. I don't know how we change that. I don't hate that they're nubs. I just don't like that they're like this, like pointed in a way, like it looks kind of weird. I think we could just have them down by the sides. But I don't really know. Also, this arm does not make sense at all. What is that? You see that? That doesn't make sense how it's connected at all. I only just noticed that. That's very odd. But anyway. Anyway, there's like a little bit of a hoodie in the back. That's what this is here. It's a very big brush. Right here. That's like a hoodie. The other things we have, I'm just looking at the stream window, by the way, if you're curious. Is this ear is kind of small. That's a little small. Could be a bit bigger. Both ears are kind of small. I think they could just be larger in general. They're pointed. I don't know why. But, you know. Cool, I guess. I don't know. The hair, honestly, you know, I thought at first I was like, man, my hair's not like that anymore. But it kind of is just that messy. The only difference is that I have a bit more of a, like, if you look at my, if I face this way now, there's a bit of, like, because I have most of my bangs over here now. Before I would have them, like when I was in high school, I just have it like this all the time. Or like that. Which looks gross now, but you get what I mean. I had a different haircut at the time. It was a little bit more loose than it is, and even then my hair's kind of awful anyway. So that could be changed a little bit, I think, to reflect that. But other than that, you know, like, I could pretty much keep it the same. The mouth is a little weird, but I don't know how I'd want to change that. I kind of like the wide open expression of that. I also think instead of the lazy look, I think we could make it look a little bit more angry. You know, like have instead of eyebrows like flat like this, we'd have the eyebrows kind of like a bit thicker. We could have them more like this, you know, make it angry, like ah. That's kind of cool. Like doesn't that make that way more justified for the expression? Like, ah. I kind of like that look a lot more with the angry eyebrows. I also drew that like really quickly, and that actually looks really like a lot better on that. But anyway, because on that expression seems more like a rage, like a really big rage expression, like ah, versus before where it just looks like I'm being stupid and being like boo with the mouth open. So I think that's a way better thing. I want to keep those lines there. I kind of like that. That like amped up the quality by like 10 right there, in my opinion. That looks way better just with that. Because then it actually seems like a valid expression. And honestly, I think having that straight line down there too really just helps the eyes out. Either way, cool stuff. I'm gonna recolor this to be like a obnoxious color again, like we always do. We'll make it red. Why not? You know, why not? We'll do that. We'll do that. We'll bring the music back in. Why not? What song are we on? I don't know. Skip it. That's awful. Sure. So, yeah. Let's do that. I just have to down some stuff myself. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, so let's recolor this to be red. I don't know where the point is. Ooh, that makes it interesting. Whoa, look at that. Oh, that's obnoxious. Oh, we drew this on the same layer. That looks cool. That I like. Like, that actually changed the color a lot, and it looks really cool. That's really cool. Huh. Kinda love it. Look at that, riskRED colors? Yes? No. Okay, I left the eyebrows like that, but I'll be honest, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I don't even care. We'll just draw it on top of this. Screw it. It's really rough, but I'll leave that as an example. So anyway, now that I'm actually drawing, I need to bring this iPad over here. So I can look at it, and all that kind of fancy stuff. Maybe we should face this way. Should I face this way? Ooh. That will move the mic here, so I can draw, and then I'll push the chair back. Boom, there you go. I was kind of worried, like, in the past that I wasn't facing you guys enough, so I apologize. I'm looking a little bit more this way. There we go. Let's just draw like this. My neck's gonna be hurting doing this, but that's fine. I need like a stand for this, you know? Okay. So where do we start? Well, I guess we can do the thick lines for now. Are we on a different layer? We are. That's a little too thick in my opinion. I think we'll just go with the redraw. I was thinking of the redesign. Like, we will change a few things for sure, but I think it'll mostly be a redraw. Well, here's the thing. What do we do with the hands here? We draw like more of a flat. I think we should angle them up more. Like that. Does that make more sense to you guys? I think it does. To me, that makes more sense, because then we'll get that kind of like table flipping action. You know, kind of like that. And then this hand doesn't make sense at all. Like, it should realistically be like that. Because, like, this does not make sense. Like, that makes no sense at all. It should be like this. Hold on. That's a weird angle. I'm trying to get the perspective right. I'm not getting the angle right here. What I want to do is like this, and then swoop it down. Does that look weird? Yeah, it still looks weird. There we go. That looks better. I understand like having a bit of like depth to do this or something. Like, that's fine, I get that. Actually, I don't get that. That looks weird still. Maybe like this. Oops. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Then we can angle this one up into that. Or something. No. Let's just leave it like that. Let's just leave it. There. Let's just do that. I don't hate that. I like that. I like the emotion of that. And we'll just draw the hoodie back there. I think the hoodie's fine. Gives you the subtle look, you know. Okay, now the hair I drew is a thinner line. I think I'm not gonna keep that. I'll draw it a little bit thinner, but I'm not gonna make it as thin as it is here. Because this was kind of an afterthought. I kind of did this line after. Because I just did it as a solid object in the past. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm actually gonna make it a bit thicker. And I'm gonna draw it the classic way I always do. We'll erase the lines after. You get the idea. That's not a good line. There we go. That's not good because it's too close. I don't know about color. I don't know what we're going to do that way. I think we'll just go back to neutral colors. I'm not going to keep this blue. That doesn't make any sense. The main reason I want this guy redrawn and that we can use him again is so that we can use it for emotes later on. And just kind of establishing a style now and kind of having like a base to start with will make it easier to draw him later, at least for me. Now here's the thing. What do we do here? Because I want to have the bangs kind of figured out here in a way that's like similar to how my bangs are now. Because the way that my bangs are now is not the way that it is in this picture. Right? So I think what we'll do is more like this. Actually, I want to have that. This is what I don't want to have. I want to go in here and erase this line. Actually, all of this I want to erase. I want these lines to go smoothly together, as smoothly as it can anyway. And go up from there. This will be thinner, which makes sense because we don't want the lines inside to be as thick, which makes sense. But like I can redraw most of this to be the same. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a separate layer and I'm just going to theorize what should be different here. A couple things I think we can do is what we can do maybe have this be the last piece of hair, right? Then go up like this, and just kind of swoop down like this, back into this, and have this the same. So this is almost the same. But there's just a bit more of space in this area. I think that's the go-to. I think that's what we should do. I also think this piece of hair here should be swooped more this way, just to give a better sense of direction. But I don't want to cover the eye too much, right? So I don't want it to be much longer. I just want it to kind of swoop a little bit more that way. I think that's the goal. I think that's the goal. That's what I'm going to aim to do. And hopefully that works out well enough. I get the lines generally in the same spot. There we go. That's kind of what I was looking for. Then we'll do our kind of like big one this way. Like that. There you go. That's got the vibe I'm looking for. There you go. Nice. Nice. And real quick, I just thought of something I want to do. Since we're here, give me a hot sec. Camera's going to freak out about this, but it's fine. Just going to go real quick to the Twitch page so I can edit. I think we're still in the just chatting. Yes, I want to switch that to art. Because I forgot there was an art category, because I'm dumb. Because I never stream into the art category, so like, what am I doing? Go. Nice, nice. Alright, so, there we go. Then after that, we can just kind of swoop it into this direction, I think. Which, I want to kind of erase this a little bit. So we can have this swoop in the right way. Here we go. And then it'll get thicker on the outside here again. Because it's the outside line, and the outside line is thick. Felt odd to say. I want to fix this part of the hair too. I don't know what's going on here. What is going on here? I feel like it should just be something like this, where it comes out a little bit. And then we just go down like that. Sure. Nice. Okay, let's merge that down because it's all part of the same layer. And honestly, you can kind of see the preview of the drawing there. I think it's already coming together well. If we turn this off, what's it looking like? Yeah, it's got more style to it, I think. I think it's got more style. Just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. Part is a little bit over more than it was actually on my head, but that's fine. We could maybe change that. I'm thinking we should. I think what we could do instead is have this line go from here to here, right? Maybe? And then add one more. Yeah, let's try that. I think we could add one more piece to the hair and then kind of move it over a little bit. Just based on the angle, I don't think the part is quite in the right spot. I think it should be more like we go like this, maybe, or like a shorter strand, something like this. Didn't have a good start to it, but sure. Whatever. I don't really like that though. Maybe it should just be like straight over to this, like that. That looks weird too. Not sure. Maybe I'll just commit to that, because honestly, like, that's the best I think we're getting. Yeah, I'll commit to that. That's fine. I don't have any hate of that look. I just think it's a little not right, but I'm okay with having the slightly scruffier hair. It's kind of the difference between, like, doing Music just end? Why did the music just end? So I think it's kind of the difference between like just stylizing for the sake of it being stylized and the difference of like it's actually stylized or like it's based on realism. So it's kind of you kind of have to figure it out for what you want it to be. I think in this case, it's fine. I think the part might go up a little too high. If we're gonna go with that, I think we could maybe erase this a little bit to maybe like angle in a little bit. So I'm gonna do that. I think we could fix the angle to be a little bit lower. If we're gonna go with that, I don't want the part to be as grandiose as I was making it before. I think what we should do is something more like this. The line's a little too thick. I might thicken up these lines too, I'm not actually sure. Something like that. I think that's a little too steep. I think the angle was good, I think I just want to make it... Yeah, I could live with that. It is in the way of the eye though, that's my only problem with it. I don't really want things in the way of the eye, so maybe we'll make this a little bit shorter. Maybe something more like this. Or we'll just erase this line completely. But I think for the most part I'm going to copy what the eyes look like. Because why not, you know? Why not? Let's put this layer here so I can see where the eye is. The eyebrows are going to be over the hair because I think that kind of gives a chibi look, which is what we're going for. We also want the hair to look like that. There we go. That looks good. I'm going to thicken up this line here just because I think it's a little thin. There we go. This one's mostly fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. There's the hair. Let me fix this line too, it's a little thin as well. Alright, cool, there we go. That looks good, I think, and if we go off of this layer, is it gonna give me the look I want? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Look at that. Looks good, looks good. Okay. The other thing I want to take from this is the mouth. We likey mouth. If we're gonna go with that new expression, we want to keep the mouth the way it is. That line's a little thick. That line's a little thin. Trying to get it in the right spot. Yeah, sure, we'll keep it like that. Close enough. Close enough. And honestly, this is just a color, but because we're going to fill it in with black later, which I think we'll keep. I'm good with that. Trying to get the angle of the tongue right. There we go. Nice, nice. That probably helps that out a lot too. Yeah, there you go. It's coming together. Look at that. Nice. And this line art is a lot smoother. Already. Way smoother. Okay. I'm gonna redo the skull completely, I think. We'll probably base that closer to the riskRED skull. Maybe we'll even paste the riskRED skull over it, and then we could do that, maybe. That might be something to do. Maybe we'll do that. But anyway. Okay, so the eyes. I'm going to do it as a different color just so we can see it on the top layer above everything. We're going to make this fairly thick. The idea is that we're going to go out, go out, go out like that. We come out of that. Like that, there you go. Go like this. And like that, so then when we do this... Yeah, there you go, look at that. And we can copy where the eyes are completely. Just do this, fill this in. Whoa, that's a little odd. Oh, because I drew it on the wrong layer. I'm bad. I want to redraw that. That line's thin up there. Nope. Thank you. There we go. Nice, nice. And this one I'm going to draw a bit closer this way. That line's a little thick. See how that looks. Ooh, dude, look at that. I like the angry eyebrows. They work a lot better. I'm just going to thicken up this one line, actually. I think it would look better if it was a little thicker on the angle. Like that. Yeah, that looks better. Looks like it would look better if I did something like this. Not getting the right line I'm wanting, but we'll get it. There we go. No. Trying to tilt it in a way that I can get the line the way I want it. I just want to fill in a bit more of that space this way. There we go. That's what I want. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 cool. And then we'll recolor this to be that same red we had, so it all fits together. Nice. Look at that. That looks good. That looks way better than version 1. Already. Already looks better than version 1. I'm happy about it. We'll add the sleeves here. Be a thinner line, but we can just add this. Go, there you go. That's pretty much everything other than the little bits to the sweater. We'll clean up the hair in a minute. But I like that a lot better. That has the angry look to it. In a way, we're restoring eye slime, but we're making it for riskRED now. It has another life. I kind of like it. I kind of like it, dude. I was going to add glasses to it, but I think it's more powerful without it. I think that would take away some of the expression. I guess I wear glasses, but I kind of like the look. And maybe we'll add glasses as well. We'll try that maybe when we're closer to getting the rest of this done. But I like the look. I like the look. Now let's get rid of the eyes real quick. Also, the sleeves are on that same layer. Oh well. Oh no, the world's over. Oh, what? Ooh. I try to keep the line art as clean as I can doing this. Oop. And a slightly smaller brush. There we go. Oop. Line art's not going to be perfect, it's fine. Also drawing at a high resolution, so it's all good. That's the thing, most of these are going to get shrunk down. These are all, I'm drawing all these in 4K. I find 4K square, so that would be 2160 by 2160. The reason for that is because really you're not going to be seeing these at full resolution anything beyond 4K, so you just draw them at 4K. And whenever you shrink down something and it has little mistakes in it, like little subtle things in the line art, it's going to be less noticeable because you're going to have less detail to have that be a thing. Obviously try to make it as good as you can, but it's fine. I think I've talked about that before. but it's a good way to do it. Go. Yeah, this is what I do with the lines here, so we can get full points. We just cross-section them, and then we erase them, where they would be supposedly connected, like that, and then you get little points on the hair. This looks real cool, real cool. Yeah, we're just going to clean up these lines. Once we're done with that, we'll be able to color all these lines to be black, because basically the line art is pretty much where we want it to be, so, you know, there's that. We are drawing it a little bit smaller, but that's fine. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with it. Oh, that one turned out nice. Also have this one here. Here we go. And yeah, we'll get to the inside parts of the hair in a second, but we're gonna do the outside first. By the way, if you're liking the... Whoa, I made the brush way too big. If you guys are liking the music that you're hearing right now, KK Bootleg, click the music tab below. I'll go to my music. Made it for the Animal Crossing video on the main channel. Give you those Animal Crossing-like vibes. But it's not Nintendo music, so you can use it wherever. And no, you won't get any copyright on it. I could upload my music in a way that everything gets copyright claimed, but that's a dick move, so no. I don't think I'm gonna do that, god damn it. My hand keeps hitting the size slider for the brush. Alright. The thing that's going to be useful about this dude, we're going to be able to use him for emotes and stuff. I think that'll be really cool. I think he's a good emote character. I think it'll be good for the emotes on the channel. Like, look at him. I mean, we have the eyes off, but you know, like that's the state of anger. That is pure rage right there. If I've ever seen it. You know? Like, that's some anger. So, I think it works. I think it works. I'm gonna thicken up this line a little bit. This one seems a little thin to me. I'm just gonna do that and then redo this part. You know, for the hair quality, for the edges and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that looks better. I'm gonna do the highlight in a different way too on the hair once we start coloring it in, because I don't hate that kind of like highlight that was there already. Like, what does it look like again? Yeah, like that's fine, but like if we go really quick, let me show you here. We got the Amanda Popcorn emote on Killer's channel. You can see the hair highlight I did there. And it's more of a rim light around the top, and then we also have the side lighting that I do on most things now. But like that, you know, that's nice. And I did show you guys before on those emotes too. That's not quite the final emote, because I did add some extra saturation, a little bit of an extra gradient, a little bit of stuff like that, a little bit of extra color in Photoshop. I do that for all my emotes because it makes them pop a little bit. And also outlines, because, you know, readability. If you're doing Twitch emotes, for whatever reason, I'm not saying this is exactly a Twitch emote, but it could be. You never know. Oh my god. Guys, I just remembered something. Channel points. I added some channel points rewards, and I wanted to talk about them. We got a few things. If you go to channel points, I almost dropped my iPad. If you go to channel points, we have some stuff that were already there. You know, the custom voice line, make me say whatever you want. Toggle visibility, which for an art stream, probably not the best thing, but if you want to do it, you can do it. I close my eyes for like 15 seconds. I think it's 15. Maybe I changed it to 30. 15 seconds while I'm playing a game. It's a little bit interesting. You can choose an emote to unlock for 480. Coin flip, which I actually have the coin here now. Here's the coin. If I flip on heads, you get an awesome story about myself. If I flip on tails, I think that's the way I had it. Yes, if I flip on tails, I will tell an embarrassing story about myself instead. Bit of a gamble there. 900, you can modify a single emote. This is one of the built-in ones. New thing we have, 1,000 channel points. Ask me anything. Where you can literally ask me whatever. Which is, you know, a thing. We have protection, which is swapped for anonymous. We got rid of anonymous. Protection. If you use that for like 15 minutes, I have to wear a face mask on the stream. 10,000, you can waste your points. Spend it on nothing, get rid of your points, because why not? You're cool like that. 15,000, you get content critique. If you have a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel, drop the name in, tell me if it's Twitch or YouTube, and I'll go look at your stuff and review it. If you want a little bit of that critique. Censored. And Jesse, to answer your question, censored for 30 minutes. And you can click on one of the channel point rewards as well to look at it before you spend it if you want. But censored will allow you to write a word, and for 30 minutes, I will not be able to say that word on stream. There's not really a punishment for me not saying that, but I have to try as hard as possible not to say that word. And you can be evil with it. You can be evil with it and say, you can't say the, if you really want to be mean. And then you also have emote suggestion. We're drawing stuff here. If you drop one on that, next stream, whatever art we'll do that emote suggestion. Unless it's like against TOS, but we'll try to adapt it. So there's that kind of stuff. There's stream kill, that's still there. We upped the price a little bit to 50,000. But optionally, for 50,000 as well, you can get 2 hours more stream. So you can either kill it early or add more stream. It's a bit of a choice. Probably not a hard choice for most of you. You'd probably say, screw it, kill it. But whatever. But you could also save your points to 100,000, double those points, and get VIP. So, you know, there's some choices there. Just saying. Just saying. Can you imagine Ben with that butt? Why would I imagine Ben with that? What? Was there a word that he said a lot? I'm not following. I'm also probably having a brain fart and know exactly what you're talking about. Nature. Yeah. Fair. I know what you mean now. Yes, right. You would always say, like, something of that nature. Yeah. You wouldn't do well with that. Either way, channel points. There they are. Those are stuff you can do. I figured I'd add a bit more variety. I had a few other things I thought about adding, but there's a few things there now. You got choices. You got choices. And they're there. Oh, and the other thing with the AMA, if I'm talking about something or answering somebody else's question, automatically changes the subject. Automatically changes the subject regardless of what we're talking about. So if you also want me to shut up about whatever I'm talking about, ask me anything, we'll do it. That's another little feature. I don't know if I wrote that in there, but that's there. Did I write that in there? Yeah, to automatically change the subject. So, know that too. Now I just need to find the ones you say. Yeah, that's the other thing. You guys are going to teach me about things I say way too much. And then I'm going to be all self-conscious about what I say, because then I'm going to be like, oh, I can't say that. Can't say that word. It's a word I use all the time. Oh no. By the way, for you guys that like to save points because you like to save points, you got bigger goals to work towards, if you're those crazy spenders that like to just see me suffer, you got those too. A little bit of something for everybody. Well, these lines are a little bit rough, but oh well. Alright. We gotta get a move on this hair. We gotta do it. Got some Wendy's today. It was good. Enjoyable. Here's a question for you guys. I don't need channel points to ask you guys anything. I'm just kidding. But still, you guys go to, like, I don't know, Wendy's or something, or wherever fast food place. I assume most of you guys have like a normal, right? Like you go there and you always have like a normal thing. How do you guys decide on that? And it's not like I don't have my normal things that I get, but like, it depends on the circumstances of like how you go to somewhere more regularly. Like if you go to like, say, oh, you know, maybe like twice in a year I go to like this restaurant, but like, you know, maybe like 2 or 3 times a month I go here. I think that changes your like opinion on what you should get. Yeah, like you're gonna have a specific thing you like every place. Usually it's the first thing you tried. Yeah, I think that's a pretty common one. But then like, here's the thing. There's some restaurants I go to where it's like, I don't get something I like the first time. And then from there it's like a completely different experience. For me, one of the places is, and I don't know how wide this chain is, Wild Wing, basically just a wings place. They have chicken wings. First time I went there, good God, I was like, oh, they got, because here's the thing, they have a menu that's full of so many choices, tons of choices. You literally, it's like looking at like blueprints for like making like a building. There's so much stuff there. You have so many choices, and it's very like here's something. Just to give you an example of the choices you have, you could get like barbecue wings, and then you could get barbecue wings that have a bit of honey on it. 2 completely different products, like, of that list. And that's just basically every kind of wing. Is like, this one's slightly different than that one, and then this one is slightly different than that one. Like, oh my god. The first couple times I went there, I got terrible things. I had this stupid habit of somehow getting wings that always had cloves on them. Which I don't know why, but it's so... I hate cloves. They're really bad. Get them off of my wings. And it was never listed. The cloves. You know what cloves are? Am I saying the right thing? Cloves. They're like things that go... They're usually... am I saying the right thing? I always think I say the wrong thing when I mean that. Cloves. You know what I mean? Cloves? Cloves. I want to make sure I'm talking about the right thing. Yeah, these things. What the heck are these? The only thing I know about them is like in like 3rd grade. People would be like... in 3rd grade there was like art projects I had where you'd stick them into like clementines. I don't know if anybody had this. That's the only other like thing of them. They have such a certain smell to them. They make me think of the holiday season. Because of that. Because we would always do it at like Christmas. And I'm like, where'd you get these clementines? I don't know, but Either way, they put them in my wings. They were like everywhere on the wings. These things are not edible. They're hard. They smell bad and they don't taste good either. Oh my god, dude. Get out of my wings. Please. Anyway. Like, the first, 3 orders of wings I got from there were, always closed. For whatever reason. I don't know why. That's just what happened. And eventually I found that I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna get the sweet smoke, which is just honey with barbecue. But I never saw that until, the 3rd time I went there. Because if I did see that, I'd be like, oh my god, yeah, that's the easy one to do. For drumstick or double bone ones? Ah, that's a tough question. I think it depends on the quality, you know? Because, if you get really good quality drumsticks, they got a lot of meat on them, right? And you can kind of just dig into them. But if you get, crappy quality ones, you take, one bite and you got all the meat off of them. And then you're done. But even, crappy quality, double bone ones, you can probably take, 4 bites of them, and then you're done. Because you got the stuff around, and then you got, the bit of meat between the 2 bones you can kind of push out and get that. So I'd probably say more often than not the double bone, you know? The actual wings. What I'm into, you know? It just feels more substantial. Even though realistically it's probably about the same amount of meat. It's quicker to eat the drumsticks. I feel like sushi places are an exception to the rule of having a normal, having a standard thing that you're like, oh, this is what you get. I feel like that's an exception because whenever you go to a sushi place, it's like, oh, you know, it's just whatever sushi. You can have sushi you like a lot of the time. But you'll go there and you'll be like, you know what? I'm kind of feeling more like a veggie sushi today. Or you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna get some stuff with a bit more crab in it. I feel like at a sushi place, and maybe this is just me too, I don't know, maybe people, I mean, I have my regulars, but I'll switch it out every once in a while. Every once in a while I'll switch it out, because why not? Because I feel like if you like one thing of sushi, you're gonna like the rest of it. Kinda hard to not like the rest of the sushi. In my opinion. Especially at sushi buffet places, where you have so many different options. Screw it, you know, let's try this, because why not? That's how I tried, octopus sushi for the first time. Because, whenever you hear octopus sushi, you're like, okay, that's gotta be gross. That's gotta be disgusting. That's terrible. Who would ever eat that? You know what, though? If you like sushi, kinda good. It's not, you know, I'm not gonna say it's amazingly good, but, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a little chewy, a little rubbery. But outside of that, pretty good. Definitely passable. However, in my opinion, though, I think California roll is hard to beat. Hard to beat a California roll. Kind of a good standard for most things. If the crab roll is good, then the rest of the sushi is probably going to be good too. The crab roll California roll sucks, I probably wouldn't get the rest of the sushi. Not always a guarantee, but I think that's a good rule of thumb for a sushi place. Here's the other thing too. My mother does not like fish. For a long time, never really had too much fish. Like actual fish. Sometimes we'd get like, you know, fish sticks. Which is fine, but when you've had mostly that in terms of fish in your life, it's like, you get sick of it after a while, you know? Nothing wrong with fish sticks. But like, kind of want actual fish. And then every like once in a while, just be me and my dad home, and he's like, gonna have some fish. Gonna have some fish. It's good. Man, actual fish is great. Cooked fish, just, you know, nothing like breaded or anything, just like actual like cooked fish, real good. I think that would have been something that I would have been like, you know, if I had that growing up, I would have been like, yeah, it's good. I'll have it. But I don't love it by any means. But because I haven't had it growing up too much, and then I had it a couple times, I'm like, fish is the best. Weird how that works, but... And probably why I like sushi a lot more, too. It was a little bit easier to convince with sushi, because a lot of the time we just go out and get it at like some sushi place. And usually those places would have other options that weren't just fish. So I could convince my mom to be like, we're going here. I still think I prefer sushi over like, you know, cooked fish. But cooked fish is really good too. Like just actual, like genuinely good cooked fish. Pretty good. Okay, we're getting through this hair. I think we're almost done here on the hair. That looks really bad. Still look kind of crappy, but I'll live with it. Line art's not perfectly clean, but I think it's going to be way better than the line art was on the original, so... good enough for me. We're also working with a really small brush at this level of accuracy, so to try to get the lines to look perfect is pretty difficult, I would say. We're at like the pixel level. Which is fine. Alright, what's going on there? Oh, I see. I was confused how these lines were going together. I got it. Like this whole thing here. Not what I would have assumed, but okay. There we go. Hair done? Hair is done. Look at that. Looks pretty good. We gotta draw some detail on the hoodie. I think we could almost draw a little bit of a neck to the hoodie too, where you can see a little bit of the neck instead of just going with that. Maybe not, but I think we could commit a little bit of that. I think we could just do maybe even a subtle thing. Where it's like, you know. That? Don't know about that one. Do something like this. Where would the neck be? Like that? Looks a bit odd. Even doing that's kind of weird. We just do it like this. Wait, I got it. Like that. A little wide though. Yeah, screw it. I'll leave it. It works for me. I think it's good. Alright. Let's, there's like these little tassel-y things for the sweater. I think we should draw that. Draw it coming out of here for no reason. And where's the other one gonna come from? I don't know. There. Do it like this. Actually, realistically, the tassels would be a little bit different. I call them tassels, I don't know, the strings. I guess they'd be more like coming out of here because they'd be like on this angle. Yeah, there we go. Gotta think about angles, man. There we go. Gotta think about gravity too, that doesn't really make sense. There we go. Nice, nice. Alright. Then from here what I'm gonna do is just draw a little box. Maybe a bit thinner than that, but still. You get what I mean. There we go, and we can trace that line, maybe draw a bit of a thicker line going into it. There we go. Yeah. Nice. I think this one could be angled a bit lower. Something like this, maybe. I draw at weird angles. Don't mind me. There we go. Nice, look at that. Got our little sweater, little things coming off. Looks good. Coming together nicely. I like it. Looking good. I think we can almost recolor this. One thing I'm going to do, and we're just going to go to the chat camera for a second while I load this, because I might need to go and do another app to do it. I'm just going to put in the riskRED skull, and we're going to redraw it really quickly, and I think that would be a fun way to put the riskRED skull on the shirt, with like pretty thick lines too, so that we make like a simplified version of it for the shirt, or for the hoodie, I guess. I think that would look good. Really like how this has come together. It looks a lot better than the original version, in my opinion. I think the hair on the inside of the guy could maybe be a bit thicker too. Looking at it now in like a smaller form when I back out, I think that might look a little bit better. Let me just see if I can do this really quick. Oh, I can do it like that. Never mind, I don't think I actually needed to go back to this camera. But whatever, we're here now, we're chilling, having a good time. Let's see. Actually, never mind. We're good. We did it. Guys, look at that. That's sick. I know you guys can't see it. Hold on. There you go. I got it in. There he is. We're gonna perspective it a little bit. Be a bit of perspective to this dude. It looks stupid on there, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing that I said, where we just simplify the line art. And because it's red, I'm gonna do it in green. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna draw it as a pretty thick line. And just do this. And then go like that. Draw it in like that. There you go. Just simplify this dude really quick. I think we could draw this a little bit thinner. There you go. Wait, there we go. It looks so simplified, I love it. There you go. Then we can get rid of this, and you can see how it... See? It's got the look, but it's like really simple. Matches the vibe, right? You get it. You get it. That's a really good technique of like simplifying stuff for like kind of like not being the highlight of something, just kind of being like there as an extra detail. I think that's cool. One little thing I'll do. I think we can make that a bit bigger, just to amplify the cartooniness. But you know what? I have an idea. Give it kind of cartoony shape. I don't know if this is gonna give me the look I'm looking for, but... Oh god, that's cursed. But I kinda love it. I have a way of making this look a little bit better. Just doing this. Like that. Yeah, that's cursed, but I kinda like it. And I'll do the same distort thing we did before, just to kind of do that, and then I'll shrink it down a little bit, make it a little bit less detail there. Yeah, I like that. It's the riskRED skull, but it's like in the chibi style, chibi, whatever you want to say. I like it. I like it. Let's get this red back so we can recolor this too. And then we're going to recolor everything to be black. And now that you can see it a lot more, it blends in a lot more. There you go. I like that a lot. Actually, I was going to change this, but one thing I'm going to do is maybe just thicken up the lines of the inside part of the hair. These lines, just a little bit. We can do that and keep the points. I believe. Because then we can just do this. Yeah. Might not be perfect, but this will be a quick way to do it. Yeah. I just want to thicken it up a little bit, not like a lot, because I still want it to be thinner. I just think I made it a little too thin looking at it now. Trying to fix this point here. It looks a little weird and wonky. Come on, come on. There we go. Yeah, good enough. Really thickening it up. There we go. It's a subtle thickness, but we're adding it just as a little bit extra. Then we'll get on to coloring. I'm failing at this line here for some reason. Whatever. That's my problem. Oof, 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 oof. There we go. And just do this line, which should be easy. There we go. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Just a slight little polish, little touch-up just to make the lines a little bit more consistent. Looks good. I'm going to do the chibi thing where we keep the eyebrows over the hair and everything. We're going to keep it that way just because it kind of establishes the emotion. Eyebrows are really a thing that establishes a lot of emotion, actually. Funny enough. I'm gonna group these, duplicate the group, turn off this group, and then flatten this group so that we still have these separate if we want it. Some of the eyes and stuff, if we ever need to redo anything, we have the main parts that need to be separated. Alright, so there's that. So what we can do now, I'm actually gonna resize this guy just a little bit. Whoop, we turned him. Didn't want to turn you, I just wanted to resize you. Oh, we're still on distort. Oopsie. We'll get it eventually, we'll get it eventually. There we go. This will make his lines a little bit softer because we're scaling them up. I'm okay with. I actually used to do that a little bit more back when I was drawing on my older iPad when this was drawn. It made the line art a little bit softer when you shrink it down. Alright, so that looks good. I'm okay cutting off a little bit of that on the bottom, that's totally fine. Because we have the original if we ever need to redo it for whatever reason. Let us... But you know what? I might be able to get away with a little bit less cut off there. Yeah, I am. Just a little bit more. We could actually just flesh these lines out all the way down. And then we have our stuff. There we go. Nice. There we go. We'll go from there just to keep the little bottom part looking good. Looking good. Looks sick. It does, doesn't it? It looks good. I like it. We can delete this too. We don't need that. And we don't really need the old guy. Look at this dude. This dude looks just way worse than this dude. This guy has a sense of direction. A sense of being. Sense of anger. Those eyebrows we added at the start too with the old guy, those weren't there originally. He looked bored. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing, you know? We're gonna make this look good. We're gonna make this look way better. Alright, so first on the list, we'll delete this guy too, we don't need him. Recolor time to make him the good line color. There we go, look at that. And black line art looks way better. Makes sense, but, you know. Just saying, just saying. We need that skin tone, which I always use the same skin tone, which is this skin tone. Because it looks good, okay? You'll see what I mean in a sec. Let's reference this so we can get the skin tone. Whoops. Now, count how many times we bring down the system menu, because it'll be a lot. Go. A little bit of color there. I don't know what that's about. See that? Oh no, we're putting it on the same layer because I'm bad. Oops. Good thing I checked. It's fine. Do that. And that. And oh no, I still forgot to remove the crap song. Guys, it's the crap song. It's here again. There we go. Better song. I was like, why did I draw under on top of the line art? That was weird. That's the main thing that told me we screwed it up. Okay. Nice. Actually, we can make this darker. I'm going to make this a slightly darker shade. This will be our shading color as well when we add some shading. Which won't be much. Oh, number 2. Nice. That'll be our shadow color for the skin tone. And then I'm gonna add... Actually, this will be all black anyway, but we'll add it as a color. Let us add a tongue color, which will probably be the same kind of pinkish color. Yeah, I would say so. Might add a bit of red into this, like make it a bit more saturated. Yeah. A little bit more color. A little bit more colorful. Alright, alright. What else can we do here? We could add highlights to the eyes. We might do that, I might not. I kind of think it might not need it, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do here to make the hair a little bit more realistic and just have a little bit more depth to it is make it like a dark gray, or actually like a darkish brown, because a lot of black hair, like black colored hair is just like really dark brown hair, realistically. So making it like a really dark brown color is realistic. That's what I'm going to do. Adds a bit of depth to it, but it still looks really dark. Right? And then it gives you a bit more of a depth of line art as well, which is cool. I just have to add a bit of color here. There we go. We'll add a highlight and everything. Ooh, look at that skin tone. It's wrong. Either way, we'll add some depth to that as well. Later by adding some highlights and everything, and maybe a little bit of extra lines to kind of define the hair. But we won't do that right now. We're just getting the simple colors in. Now here's the thing. I don't know what the sweater color should be. I guess realistically it should be this like bluish gray. It looks mostly gray to you guys, but it is a little bit blue. So maybe we should do that just to base it off of the realism factor. And then what that might do is it might make the red skull, because I want to make that red, pop a little bit more. My theory there. Make it like a gray blue, maybe a little bit brighter than that. Let me do that. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Slightly gray blue. Then we can make this a little bit more blue, a little bit darker. Put these onto this. There you go. We need the skin tone for the hands as well. Then we can add red to this. Make this a pretty crisp red. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker just so it doesn't pop too much. Look at that. Ooh, fancy. I'm just gonna paint most of this in because that's easier. Look at that. That pops nicely. Comes out on the shirt a little bit. Add our hand color. Actually, we'll just drop it in. There we go, there we go. And like, that's where I would have left it. Drawing the original one. We basically redrew the original one already. Yay! Woo! Cool! Look at that. But I mean, we want to add some more details, so we're going to do some stuff. You agree with the energy being created? What do you mean? What did I say that you agree with? I've already forgotten. It's not that I've forgotten. Well, it is that I've forgotten. The emote? Oh yes. Yeah, see, it has that energy. It has the rage. It's got the ah. It does have the energy. Before it was just lazy. It was just ugh. But now it's got it. And it's good. It's good. Now, I usually like to start with the shadows first, so that's what we'll start with. In lighting terms, basically, the way that this is going to go is probably, I'm thinking, like, we could flip this, too, to be more consistent with our emotes. But this might make it a little bit more unique. I like to draw emotes, like, stuff for emotes. And again, this might not be an emote, I don't know. But if we're gonna use it for an emote, usually I draw it facing, or facing this way. I don't know my directions. Facing this way. Right? Because you're like looking at the text you type. You're like, look at that text. It's just a good way to do it. But it doesn't really matter. So usually I do it that way, and then the lighting's coming from the left to the right. It's bright on the left, dark on the right. But I mean... yeah, it's exactly that kind of thing. It's like, oh, they're really angry, but nobody actually thinks they're angry. That is the emotion we're getting here, I think. What it looks like. He's really mad. He's real mad. But I think we're going to switch things up in the lighting. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to do right to left. And we're just going to keep it this way. Because why not? Make it a bit different. Because today I feel like being different. Alright, so I usually draw... here's the thing. The one thing that people say when you do like shading on characters is like, do a darker color of whatever color it is. So if we took this, and that's what we did down here on the neck just now. But they say, do a darker color of whatever color it is. Which, yes, but also, you can kind of BS your way a little bit through doing that. You don't really have to do that. If you pick good base colors, you can kind of cheat it. Just a little bit. What I do is we're going to do our shadows in black. We're going to then duplicate that layer. And you set it to overlay. And what that's going to do is it's going to try to like burn in that color into your other color. And because it's black, it's going to make it a darker color anyway. And then when you keep that other black layer, you can kind of control how dark that color actually is. And, you know, playing around with the opacity, you can do that dark color. Then you only have to draw it in black. You don't have to worry about colors. You can do it faster. It's cool. So that's what we're doing. But first, let's make sure we're doing it. Ooh, what does this look like without the liner? Cursed. It looks cursed. I always gotta look at it, because it's always fun. Alright, so it's shading time. Now we're gonna start with a standard black that's just really dark. That's fine. I'm gonna turn it down like this for now. And it doesn't look great, but we'll fix it later. Exactly, it's a much better method to do your shading. Then you don't really have to worry about doing it accurately. You can just do it. I mean, you want to do it accurately, but you don't need to do it color accurate. You don't have to be like, oh, what color do I need to pick now? It doesn't matter, it'll pick it for you. Oops, that was a little wrong. There we go. Oop. There we go, there we go. We're shading in the hair as well, just to get that depth, you know. I wanted to get a bit more depth in there. I somehow made the brush smaller. How did I do that? If you want to get a bit more depth on the hair or something, you could add like a bit extra thickness to make it look like it's coming up a bit more. I don't really want to do that too much. I might add that to this one a little bit. But realistically, I like it where it is. Maybe we could add it a bit here. Just because it's the part of the hair, the main part anyway. No, I'm good without it. Looks good anyway. Also thinking we can swoop down the shading a little bit more on our main guy. There we go. Looking good, looking good. That's the face I have when I get all the way home and McD's forgot my nugget sauce. True. Very true. When I wake up in the morning, planning the day before that I wanted to go to McDonald's to get a McGriddle, and it's 11:30. That's the face I make. Here's the thing. I don't actually know if this is completely true now, because I can't remember. Is McDonald's still doing... Do they have McGriddles right now with the limited menu? They do! They do have it with the limited menu. I found this out recently. I asked for one, they're like, yeah. We got it. I'm like, okay, cool. So they actually do, surprisingly enough. Oh, did they? Wow. Yes, because here's the thing, McGriddles are amazing. And the other thing is that McDonald's did like, oh, the all-day breakfast, right? And I don't know if that's still a thing. I think it is. I don't know. Either way, right? They're like all-day breakfast. But then like the McGriddle and like a few other things were still during breakfast. So it wasn't really an all-day breakfast. It was like a mostly breakfast all day. But there's still kind of, it's just a smaller breakfast menu, really. But limited, yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, I think it's mostly just a few Yeah, no, I realized, like, when they announced all-day breakfast, I'm like, I've never worked at McDonald's, but based on things I've heard about food items and, like, how McDonald's works and other restaurants work is that the different menus of the day, pretty easy to assume you need to stop making some things to make other things that are in demand for those times. So, like, doing that, I feel like it's a lot more inefficient, because then if you're making things that nobody's ordering at lunch, like if you're making tons of hash browns that people aren't ordering for lunch, you're wasting so much.
You are trying my patience. I am prepared to do whatever it takes.
I never had those ones, but that's interesting. Yeah, I would see why not. Those, like, burritos could just be, like, available all day. I didn't know they weren't. That's weird. Huh. Okay, either way. I don't specifically know what goes into making a McGriddle, but I know that people don't like making them. At least from what I've heard. I also remember when McDonald's had fajitas. Never ordered it. Probably... They're the same as a McMuffin? That's what I thought. I'm like, aren't they just McMuffins, but different tops? I guess the eggs are different, right? The eggs are squares. They're not the circular ones they use for McMuffins. They're different. I think. I don't know. I didn't work there. I applied there, got a call, and then didn't answer it because I didn't want to work there. My parents don't know about that one. Now they might.
That was doctor-assisted homicide.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I figured. I was like, it's a different egg. But I didn't know how much that was in depth. Tim Hortons. For any Americans out there, it's our coffee place, our Starbucks, our Dunkin', whatever, but Canada. They referred to them as pucks. Oof. Didn't know that one. Also, why? Yes, Tim Hortons, you're Canadian. Congrats. Stop it. Oopsie. Yeah, it seems like it's trying to be a hockey reference just to be cool, but then it's like... No. Please don't. They're eggs. They're circle eggs. Don't try to make it fancier than it is. They got that call from McDonald's, and then they microwave the bacon? Not surprised. Kind of tastes like that. I declined the thing to go to McDonald's and work there, and then a little bit later I did end up working in a kitchen, but I ended up working at, like, the fancy private school that's in our area. I won't say too much. You know what I'm talking about. But I worked there in their kitchen for a while. Which wasn't nearly as bad, because it was actually good food. Yeah, it was a better deal? Yes, it was. And here's the other thing, too. If you had, like, a long shift, after the shift was over, you just take over the leftover food, and you can have that as your lunch. You didn't have to bring a lunch. You could take the lunch. And that did not come out of your pay or anything like that. You just had food to eat. Which was nice. Nice. I like the shading on the shirt. I was like, I'm going to make it a bit thicker. I don't know if that's going to work or if I'm going to like that. I like it. Looks good. He's got his unique shading on. Look at him. I'm gonna shade this skin a bit darker anyway. I think it could be a bit darker, so I'm gonna live with that. Actually, realistically, I need to do this because of the head. Let's also shade under this line here. Erase this bit. Actually, I guess I could shade this too, like that. There you go. I try not to do shading that's like too harsh, but sometimes the harsh shading look good. Just saying. Sometimes it looks nice. Other times it doesn't, but sometimes it does. I'm gonna round this out a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. Alright. I likey that shading. Got a bit of shading to the mouth here. Just because his mouth is open, so that would cause some shading. I think we can make that a bit thicker, actually. Oh, that's a little too thick for me, but okay. There we go. Do that. So I guess there would also be some shading here, but I'm gonna ignore that. Just go for that. The chasm that is the rage mouth. Yeah, it's a very big mouth. Very large. I like how over the top it is, though. It kind of makes me laugh. Alright, we're going to add some shading to... we don't need to add any shading to the little skull icon dude, just because it's supposed to be on the shirt. It don't have no depth. I'm just going to ignore it. We'll just leave it the way it is. Let's add some shading to the hair. Something I'm going to do to make it a bit easier for us for right now. I'm going to turn the color off, just because I can't really see the dark color. We'll live with this for now. I'm actually going to thicken up the hair shading as well. I think that would look good. I'll try to fix that. Good enough, good enough. Made him look more dramatic. It did, didn't it? He's so angry, he literally used his last breath to scream in anger. It has now lost all color and is about to pass out. That's how angry he is. Pure anger. Trying to get this line up here right. Come on. I'm also planning on buying tips for my, I thought they discontinued tips for my, like, actually good stylus, because this is just a basic stylus. I have, like, a Bluetooth stylus that has pressure sensitivity and everything, and buttons to undo and everything, which would help us out so much. And I found a place they sell tips that aren't, like, $50 for 3, and are instead, like, $6 for 3. So, gonna get those. I'm gonna merge that shadow in there. There we go. You tell everyone you're fine, but you're not really fine. Goes away. Yeah, that's a vibe. There we go. And the color can kind of die off there because the color kind of gone, I'll be honest. I think we can kind of work with this more or less. Do that kind of thing. Maybe kind of go off like this a little bit. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We got the shading up in there. I'm also partially thinking to add shading to the underside of this guy's eyes, but we'll see what happens. Either way, the shading's going to be pretty subtle with the dark color we chose. I might brighten the color a little bit, but I might not either. I don't think we're going to really need to do it. I can't get this line in. Please. There we go. What I was hoping for. And kind of swoop this in because it curves a little bit. There we go. Nice. And this little bit, which I will just leave like that, honestly. Nice, okay. Oh, there's up here too. I forgot about this. My bad, my bad. This is going to be pretty subtle because there's not a lot here. Yeah, that works. Cool. Color back on. You can kind of see it. You can kind of see the difference in color there a little bit. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Cool. Cool stuff. There he is. And now we're going to do the thing that I said we were going to do. Actually, hold up. I'm going to do one thing to fix this a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow to the eyebrow here, just to give it some depth. And maybe even give him some bags under the eyes like this, just for some extra volume, because why not? Something like that. There you go. Something like that. Like that. There you go. That's got what I'm looking for. I realized I did something wrong. I realized I did something wrong here. You know what it is? Can you guess? Can you see it? Because I can see it. It's fine. Most of it is fine. One little thing, though. A little wrong. I'll give you a couple seconds. Think about it. Take a look at it. Here, I'll make it a bit better. Can you see the mistake? It's what with what we just did. You know, the shading part. Okay, I'll tell you what's wrong. I'll tell you what's wrong. You did the hair the wrong way. Just the bottom of it. Cat is going like this way. You know, it's going this way. I'm not drawing an arrow right. That way. But the rest of it's all going that way. I didn't notice that. It's habit. I draw my lighting in all one direction. I'm gonna do it wrong. The lighting's coming from this way, right? So I gotta have this stuff go that way. Yup, that's fine. We can fix it. It's all good. It's fine. Not the end of the world. And that's why you draw on layers, everybody. Draw on layers. No, you're not wrong. I was wrong. I was doing it the wrong way. It's fine though, because some of this would have shadow to it still, but not all of it. It pretty much just go up this way. Like I'm just gonna angle this like that, Because the face would be shadowed like that, but the bottom here would not be. I had to redo some more of these shadows because there's a lot here. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I have to... Oopsie. Just fix some of that. Wouldn't it run this opposite side of the hair flues? No, because the lighting would be coming this way, the same way, and so the hair would be rounded like this and be coming that way. So it's on the right side of the hair floose, because that would be the edge of that. But it has to be on the same side as the lighting's coming for the actual, like, depth of it going on the skin, too. Going the same way. So the actual parts of the hair, that makes sense. Just the actual skin does not. We'll fix that quick. And then we'll be back on pace. We want it to be this way. Like that. There's a bit of an eyebrow here, so I could mostly leave that in. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. There we go. Nice. Okay. Cool. So now the lighting's on the right side. It's all going the right way now. Cool. Okay. We can add highlights now. But actually, we're going to do the thing I said. We leave that bottom one on normal, and then this one goes on overlay. And then look, it's all the magical skin color. It's amazing. We did it. Good. We're going to drop this down to where it's acceptable. And drop this down to where it's acceptable for the color as well. Or raise it, however we want to do. I'm going to leave it there. I think it looks good there. There you go. Now everything's magically the right color. Most of it was on gray, so it didn't really matter anyway, but you know what I mean. All good. Nice. Okay, now we have highlights. The reverse of what we did. We're doing it on the other side now. And what I do for highlights is just pure white, because it looks real good. Just bright highlights. Pure white, that's what you want. Just pure white. Screw it. I used to make them like slightly not white, but now I just go all in on the white. Full brightness. We might lower it later, I don't know, but usually I keep it on pure white. It just has that shine to it. Look at that. Look at how that immediately makes it look way better. Okay, ignore this, but you know what I mean. Shine like a diamond? Yes. Exactly. Exactly what we want to do. Bottom part of this is not thick enough. But now I'm making it too thick. There we go. Exactly what I wanted. A little bit of this as well. A little bit of extra depth. There we go. Oops. Oops. We'll get it eventually. Come on. I'm being super critical about this highlight. There we go. Nice. Look at that. Automatically, he's got depth now. Isn't that magical? Realistically, we could give a bit of depth to the mouth to help out the angle. Maybe we'll do that. We'll want to add that to the shading. I might add that too. If we had a highlight here like this, we go like this, maybe make it a bit thinner. We kind of do this, where we go up, and we kind of scoop it in like that. Makes his mouth kind of come out a little bit, and then if we add shadow on the other side, it'll kind of angle his mouth a little bit. Just help bring that out a little bit. So maybe we'll do that shortly. His hand needs some highlights, don't it? A bit thicker than that, please. There we go. And highlights. Dirt highlights. Everything. Just add highlights, dude. Makes it look good. That's thick. A little too much. There we go. Nice. There we go, add some highlights. I like it. Man, he's got some depth to him. This looks way better than what we started with. I'm happy we've done this today. Because boy-oh, looks nice. Alright, we'll add to the hair, and other than that, we don't really need much more beyond that. We've pretty much done it all already. Usually you have less highlights than you do anything else. This is just the way it naturally goes. I might actually do the hair separately, because I like to keep the hair subtle. So I might do the hair as... I'll keep it white, but what we're going to do is we're going to kind of turn the opacity down and blend it the same way we did the shadows. Just to help it not be as bright, because the hair's so dark, it looks a little much. There's one exception to the brightness thing that I do, but it doesn't happen often. Usually it's full power, 100%, 110% honestly, just straight over. We'll just do that. Oops. Hard to see these ends of these lines. Whoops. Alright, now here's the attempt of me trying to actually get the notification screen. I did it. I need the screen brighter. I hate that dragging color and getting the notification screen's exactly the same motion. I hope they update that in the newest version of the app. Also, my iPad was like set up in a way that like I had like a family account, so like all my apps are downloaded through some other family member. So I can't update any of my apps until I uninstall and reinstall all of them, which would lose all of my Procreate stuff, which I don't want to do, but I kind of have to do it. But I think I can back up all the files. But the way my brushes are set up are going to be completely screwed up. So I don't know how I'm going to do with that, but oh well. Things happen. I'm not going to really worry about adding highlights to this back part of the hair, just because it's kind of behind the head. There wouldn't really be highlights there. You get it. There we go. I'll actually do this to be fancy. Now look at me. Adding cool highlights, because we cool. And we can add a bit of a highlight here too, just because why not? Kind of like this. Kind of, oopsie, erase it based on where it would end. And there you go, there's our highlight man. Look at that. Our dude looks good. He's got highlights. We're gonna turn these ones down just a little bit. Do something like that. Then we're also going to set this to add. And then we're going to duplicate this one. And then we're going to set this one to overlay. We're going to put that on the color like that. Probably turn these down a little bit until we're kind of comfortable with where we're at. Somewhere there. There you go, look at that. That's our dude. There he is. One other thing I might do is add a highlight to the hair still that's like an actual highlight. But other than that, I think we're done. Oh wait, shadow. The one thing I said that we didn't do yet. We haven't done it yet. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. A little part to the mouth here that I want to add. I just want to add that really quick. Or it's like this part of the mouth. Opacity, I don't know. Let's just do that so I can set the opacity. I don't know, like that. Screw it. This line is not working out for me. This is an awkward line to draw. Oof. I think I might actually do it better if I draw it like this. It helps the depth a bit, but it's underneath our dude. There we go. Yeah, that helps. That helps. I'm gonna erase this line, maybe. And duplicate this. Overlay, where is it? There it is. Nice, there we go. And that's got the depth we want. Just a little bit of extra detail to his mouth, just to help that. Alright, we'll add one more highlight here, I think. What I do for this one. I'm not going to worry about going off of the frame for now. We'll erase the excess line after, but what I like to do is do this. Actually, I can make it way bigger. Make this one a bit thinner. Draw this one basically the same level. Probably a little bit more subtle than that. I'm trying to find the right spot for it. I'm not sure where it is. Yeah, probably there. That looks pretty good to me. And then that one's just going to be an opacity down like this as well, and probably also an overlay layer just to get that color in once again. That might actually be an overlay one too. Yeah, actually. Something like that. There you go. Look at that. A little bit of a subtler highlight on the hair. There you go. I like that. Get some depth. That's a realistic thing that hair does too, by the way, in the sun. Your hair will kind of reflect around your line. You can actually see it in my hair a little bit. There's a little bit here. Right here in my hair. Kind of reflecting. Your hair does that. So, you know. It's a realistic occurrence. There's a name for it. I don't remember the name for it, but it does happen. So, that is a realistic lighting style to do. One thing we'll do here real quick is just turn off the background, see if we have any excess lines, clean those up. We're actually really good on the lines. Doesn't look like we have anything outside of these little highlights we added at the end. But that's not bad. That's pretty good. Usually I'm pretty bad with that. So, I'll give myself credit on that one, because usually I suck. I mean, normally I suck anyway, but you know, you get the idea. Alright. There we go. There's our dude. There is our dude. I'm happy with that. Sometimes I'll just export this and put this into Photoshop. I think I'll leave it here though. You get the idea. We've done Photoshop a few times. I also don't know if I'm turning this into an emote, so I don't know if it's fully needed if we need to do that. But this looks way better. Way better. Give me 1 second here. I might have to go into another app. I'm just going to close this for a second while I do this. I just need to see... Oh, never mind. I don't need to do that. The wrong layer, though. Alright, let me try to fit this in generally the right spot. There we go. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Sorry about that. There we go. There's our normal dude. There's our dude before. That's what we had. And this is what we have now. Loads better. Loads better, in my opinion. Look at this dude versus this dude. This dude's kind of boring. Black colors. Bored emotion. Just, oh my god, look at him. And then, look at him now. Oh man. He's so much more angry, for one. His expression makes way more sense. Lighting actually exists now, which is great. And the colors are better too. I don't know why I made it blue. That was weird. And the highlights sucked on the last one. That one sucked. This one's better. Yeah, big improvement. You know it. Cool stuff. I wasn't sure if it was going to be worth it redrawing this dude. It was. It was. This is way better. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Now, question. Emote or no emote? We doing this as an emote? If I do it as an emote, I might shrink it or like size him up a little bit. He looks like a good sticker. Emote? Yeah, we have a free emote slot. And if we want more emote slots, sub. I joke. I joke. I mean, I don't completely. That is the way that works. But no, we have another emote slot. We could make it Angry Dude. Angry. I mean, he's based off of me. He doesn't fully look like me. He looks like what I look like in high school. Doesn't really look like what I look like now. You don't have no mustache. You don't need a mustache. It's fine. But anyway. Or next month, I gotta alternate between you and Carly. Fair. Fair. Carly, funny enough, first time I ever actually bought a sub. Like, just outright bought a sub for somebody. So that's interesting, because I have Twitch Prime, right? So I usually just use the Prime sub on somebody. But now since I do work for Von Schiller, Steve, I have to sub to him with my Prime sub so that I can access some stuff. So, screw it. But anyway. Yeah. I haven't told Carly that. She'd probably be like, no, don't spend money on me. No, it's fine. It's fine. Jesus. Why doesn't Twitch have a bulk option? Like 5 streamers for a flat fee? I don't know. Well, it's because, I think it's more you have to view it as you're supporting the streamer directly, because you're spending, like, how much is it? Like, $6.99? It's $6.99, right? So that's Canadian prices. So it's $6.99. Twitch takes like half a cut of that for each one. $8? Oh, it's $8? Ooh. Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh, God. Anyway, $8. Fine. So Twitch takes a cut of that, so you get the $4 out of that. And then you also don't get paid until you get like $100. So once you get $100 in actual profit to you, that's your cut, not total profit. So after fees are taken out, then when you get to that $100, then you get paid out. But so Twitch takes a half a cut of that. I feel like if it was a bulk option, then you get even less for that for the streamer. So there's that. Yeah, they give discounts for longer sub times. I think realistically, just in terms of how Twitch works, I think that really it would be hard to do a bulk stream thing like that. Mostly just in the like how it works for payouts. But I understand from the side of it of like being a viewer wanting to sub to multiple people, I understand where you'd want that. For sure, I get that. I just think that like because of how Twitch works, it doesn't quite seem like an option. So that's kind of my thought. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that for sure. It's kind of it's a weird question. I feel like it could be something that Twitch could do, but they just don't want to because they want money and because Amazon. Trash talking Twitch and Amazon that I'm an affiliate for. I don't mean to do that. I don't know if that's against the terms. Hopefully not. I think it is if you're a partner, but anyway. You'd think Twitch would take the cut. You'd think, right? But no, that's not how that works. Twitch is like, no, we just take half. Doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, no, I get it. I totally understand the reasoning for that. I get the thought process. It would be cool, wouldn't it? That's just kind of a Twitch thing. Yeah, no, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Yeah, there's that. There is that. We'll go here for a little bit. We've done our dude. Yeah, there is that. I mean, here's the thing. There are things on Twitch that I think are better than they used to be. Can't afford to sub to all my friends. Fair enough. As a Twitch partner, I believe you get the option to set the price for a sub. Which usually most Twitch partners don't change, but some of them make it a bit less. Like maybe $1.50 less. For like some Twitch partners, because you can set the price, but as an affiliate they're locked. I can't touch them. It looks like you can, but then you can't. So I mean, I would a little bit if I could, but I cannot. And I think it's mainly for Twitch's cut of that versus mine. So, you know, that's a thing. But I do like that Twitch affiliate exists, because I remember when Twitch partner was the only thing that happened. So either you were, you know, a Twitch streamer like everybody else, or you were a partner. So there was only really the really big people, or, you know, and then others. And now there's Twitch affiliates, which is nice. Yeah, I remember when it was, one tier for subs as well. There was that. Now there's tier 3. I don't have any emotes in tier 2 or 3, mostly because, you know, I can't think of an emote that would be worth it for you guys for those tiers. I feel that there's not much I could do that would be like, oh man, that's a great emote. $23? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. By the way, we've done our guy. That's what I wanted to do today. I gave you a little bit of the backstory as to what that comes from. I think we will make that an emote. I might fancy that up a little bit. But I might need to do a little bit more work just to get it to work as an emote properly. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Because I'm not exactly sure the route I'm going to take with that exactly right now. Whew. Like that I can follow along like your Bob Ross. Okay, genuinely, here's the thing. You made me think of something. I'm going to put my iPad down for a second. Ooh, I hit the microphone, I'm sorry. I had a thing. So, you'll know what I'm talking about. But for anybody that's watching this VOD after, or you're lurking around and watching right now, for context, me and Jesse were in the same program in college. We took a film program. And in our third year, we were given the whole thing of having to pitch a show, a trailer, a little like short film, whatever it was that you wanted it to be. You could do whatever, really, but it had to be relatively short. And so one of the things that, like, okay, what's the best way to explain this? Essentially, if you pitch that and the faculty people, your professors or whatever, they liked it, then that would be moved forward, and there would be a few projects moving forward, and then those people would have to make teams, and then you'd make that a reality. And you'd have meetings every week about it to, you know, go over it and make sure everything's running smoothly and stuff. And so I pitched one thing. It was like a show. It was a trailer for a show that was like this like event that happened, where basically, what's the best way to explain it? This isn't really the main part of it, but I'll just explain what I actually pitched. So I pitched like the show where it was a trailer for a show where this event happened where like most of the people in the world died at the same time, just out of nowhere, no real explanation. And there was like a very small handful of people that lived. And those people were like in different scenarios, and each episode would be one person in their scenario where this happened, and they were one of the survivors, and they would have to figure out, you know, a problem they had from that happening right then. So I had an idea of like somebody being in a car with somebody, just talking, coming back like late at night or something in one part of the world, and they were driving down the street or like down a highway in like the middle of nowhere, really coming back from something, and the driver died and they got into an accident, and that was the one person that was alive, and they, you know, something like that, right? I had different concepts. There could be like, you know, a concert or something and everybody dropped dead and there was one person in the middle. There's a bunch of different ideas you could do with that, kind of Black Mirror-esque. That's what I pitched. But my original thing, and I didn't pitch it because my dad told me not to, because he thought, who's gonna like that? Realistically, I think more people would have liked it. I was literally gonna do Bob Ross style stuff, but just graphic design. I think for that purpose on like, you know, for pitching and making like a big project out of it, probably wouldn't have worked, but that's kind of what I'm doing here. A little bit. But kind of ironic. Kind of ironic that that's what that turned into. So yeah. Either way, that's literally what I was going to pitch. I was like, literally Bob Ross graphic design. Or like, you know, digital art, whatever. Same, whatever. So that's that. But anyway, probably going to have to head off for now. It is 6:30. Oh my god. Gonna have some food. I'm hungry. I've almost been streaming for 3 hours on art. Man. What am I doing? I did not think I would be streaming art at any point, and here we are. It's fun though, I enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Definitely will do more of it. We have some more emotes to do for Schiller. Possibly more emotes for me. Probably not though at the same time, because I think this will be our last emote slot. But hey, we'll draw it anyway. So yeah, that's all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, next stream will probably be maybe tomorrow. Honestly, maybe tomorrow. If I'm not doing something tomorrow, other than being able to stream. My chair made a noise. And yeah, maybe we'll do some Breath of the Wild tomorrow or something. Get back into that. Do a little bit more of that tomorrow maybe. Earlier in the day than we started today. Probably, you know, noon time, Eastern time. We'll see how it goes. That might be the plan. So anyway, hope you guys had a good time, and I will see you in the next one. See ya later.